PlayStation 4 and Xbox One superfans, what can I say? Except for, my name is Fox, and I take care of them. Because when they met, it was murder. I know some of you will be too young to understand this intro, unless you've watched reruns on cable. Answers on a postcard, please. What is up, Twitter thugs, social media reprobates, and gamers in general? I'm Fox, and you're watching PlayStation News Now, your source of news, rumor, video game discussion, and our weekly The Gamer Couch podcast. You can keep up to date by following the channel via Twitter, Fox at PlayStation News Now, as seen in the bottom right of your screen. Now, before we get into the video, which was the main basis of making this video, but I'm going to add on a little treat at the end. It's confession and apology time. Big shout out to Mr. Lebowski 1980, who commented the following regarding episode 14 of the Gamer Couch podcast, and it goes as follows. Dude, I like your channel. Just recently subbed, but you could tone down the douchiness. Fair enough, you were pretty ill in the video, but I just think in general you can be pretty short with the other guys. It's a great podcast and you really know your shit. I just think you could be more chill with the guys. Fair enough. My reply was, I agree, it's something I'm working on, and I'm constantly apologizing to them off camera at the end of the podcast. It's that passion. Sometimes it gets the better of me. Thanks for the constructive comment. Now, that was the only complaint I received, just for the record, but if just one complaint is justifiable to me, then that's important. And I did play back the podcast and found myself obnoxious throughout. I did have a fevered cold, stuffy nose, itchy throat, basically felt like shit. But here's a tip: don't mix strong alcohol-based flu, fever mixtures with any other medication you may be taking. But that's really no excuse, and some humility on my part wouldn't go amiss. I can and I will do better, so I apologize if it was difficult for some of you to watch. Anyway, in today's video, seems the drastic fall in new hardware purchases recently has something to do with gamers waiting patiently for the Xbox One S to launch, which saw a 37% adoption rate from those who traded in their OG Xbox One at Gamestop. Yes, we're talking in past tense. The Xbox One S was also in short supply, very short supply, causing Microsoft's refreshed 4K ready console to sell out instantly. GameStop are expected to see a similar trend when the PlayStation 4 Slim and Neo hit retail shelves, and no doubt when Scorpio hits holiday 2017. Now, the following is courtesy of DualShockers.com. GameStop reported today its financial results for the second quarter of fiscal year 2016, announcing a significant drop of new hardware sales at the retailers year on year. Now, the decrease in the new hardware sales was 33.4%, while new software dropped 18.2%. New software sales for PS4 and Xbox One combined dropped by around 11.6%, while pre-owned software sales for the same consoles rose by 32%. New and pre-owned software sales for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 have dropped by a massive 74% and 39% respectively. Interestingly, Chief Financial Officer Robert Lloyd believes that rumors and announcements of new consoles around E3 also impacted hardware sales negatively. Here's a quote. We saw a noticeable drop-off in hardware sales after announcements or rumors of console refreshes leading into and during E3. End of quote. So there you have it. Console sales are down because in spite of the mid-gen, mid-cycle console upgrade backlash over the last several months, it does indeed seem many gamers cannot wait to get their hands on new hardware revisions and upgrades. In another opinion piece that relates to the aforementioned, and this article, the link is in the description, comes by way of International Business Times or ibtimes.com and was written by Christopher Grau on August 25th. Before I read the article verbatim, it saddens me to have to state the obvious, but this writer's opinion is not my own. Saying that though, I have covered 90% or so of this in prior videos, but it's nice to read other outlets' point of view. The article is called PlayStation 4 Neo, 5 Things the PS4 Slim Leak Tells Us About Sony's High-Spec PlayStation. PlayStation 4 Neo isn't the only new PlayStation in the works if leaks are any indication. The so-called PS4 Slim is all but confirmed for a September 7 reveal, and that tells us a few things about its rumoured high-spec alternative. Here are 5 revised assumptions to make about Neo. Number 1. Expect at least a standard size chassis. Assuming the PlayStation 4 Slim is just a smaller version of the console that's available today, the Neo is likely to be some percentage bigger than that redesign. After all, Neo's trumped up processors probably need more room to breathe to pack in the extra horsepower. With that being said, it stands to reason that the Neo will probably be about the same dimensions as today's console, or possibly a little bigger. Slim consoles exist because their older hardware becomes more efficient to produce. With the Neo's more cutting edge specs, it's almost assuredly going to require a physical footprint with more girth than the shrunken build. Number 2. Some sort of piece of discrepancy will exist. If Sony intends to have both Slim and Neo consoles in the market at once, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that there's going to be a cost gap between the two models. The most interesting part of that discussion is how Sony will choose to handle it. Could the PS4 Neo cost as much as $450 or even $500, with the Slim sitting pretty at around the price of, say, $250 to $350? Might the Slim be sold for as low as $250, with the Neo occupying the existing price range, considering hardware redesigns often come with a price cut? We personally expect the Slim to be less than $350. Number 3. Neo's visual perks won't leave the standard PS4 in the dust. If Sony is happy enough with the existing PS4 to invest research and development into making it smaller and cheaper to produce, that means the Neo won't necessarily blow it away from a technical perspective. After all, the Slim is assumingly designed to bring in just as many new PlayStation gamers as its alternative. They're operating within the same ecosystem. In other words, it wouldn't be feasible for Sony to introduce a Slim only to say, by the way, all future games are Neo exclusive. At least for the foreseeable future, games must be made to support both platforms. As such, anything made for Neo can't stretch too far beyond the Slim's capabilities that currently exist. Leaked specs suggest more of a half-step mentality for Neo, and the Slim's rejuvenated support for the existing SKU solidifies those rumours further. Number 4. Neo is a premium, not a necessity. We've alluded to this already on PlayStation News Now, but it's worth fleshing out. Assuming the Slim is indeed a real thing, that offers us hints as to how Sony's really intending to market the Neo. Announcing 2 new consoles at once implies consumers are going to have a choice. They're being revealed together because they're in the same family, much like the Microsoft Xbox One, the S and the Scorpio. As such, just like the Sony Interactive Entertainment president Andrew House told the Financial Times in June, Neo is, and I quote, intended to sit aside and complement the PS4, end of quote. It's not going to be positioned as a mandatory purchase. This is a premium console for those willing to pay for the best results. Number 5. Those 2016 release rumours are in question. While quite a few reports from retail sources suggest a Neo release in 2016, the leak of the Slim puts a slight wrench in those claims. If the Slim is already out in the wild, that means it's releasing soon. With the fact established, it's reasonable to suggest that really maybe the new hardware these insiders are talking about was the Slim and not the Neo. Again, this is the writer's opinion. This seems especially likely considering Sony's known hardware plans for the holidays. PlayStation VR is set to hit the market in October, and now the Slim is in the mix. Bringing too many boxes to retail at once is a recipe for consumer confusion. Again, we mentioned really that in PlayStation News Now just a few videos ago. Instead, why not entice gamers to invest in expensive VR tech by selling it alongside a smaller and likely cheaper version of the console that it needs? Marketing a premium priced Neo with PlayStation VR won't make the headset feel like an attainable product. Sell the high-spec console in 2017 instead. The PlayStation Neo and Slim are expected to be formally revealed at an event on September 7. the PlayStation meeting. So what do you think the Slim means for the Neo? Will both consoles coexist in success? Let us know in the comments section, and just before we go, my take on all of this. Now, it is possible that Sony can still release PlayStation 4 Neo in time for the holiday season, in time for Black Friday sales. However, I do agree with ibtimes.com. You know, it will kind of saturate Sony's marketing strategy. Really, too many hardware propositions, too many options can be a bad thing, although options are nice to have. So, you know, a first quarter of March, let's say March, first quarter of 2017, call it between February and March, maybe launch with Horizon Zero Dawn, I don't know. Although it would be nice to have the PlayStation 4 Neo console out this side of the year. In terms of the Slim, obviously most people are taking it as a fact now. It's not so much a rumor anymore, as the article alludes to. However, a lot of people have a bit of disdain for the poor PlayStation 4 Slim, measuring up to the Xbox One S in terms of the 4K features, the abilities, what have you. It doesn't need to have them, really. It's nice to have them. I would have preferred to have them. There's no damage controlling here, but hey, if Sony wants to push all those features for the PlayStation 4 Neo, and the PlayStation 4 Neo is reasonably priced, I don't really see a problem with it. Big deal. PlayStation 4 Slim is obviously not for those who already own a PS4. It's for the you know, casual gamers, those late adopters who haven't jumped on the PS4 bandwagon, which I've alluded to. So let me know your comments anyway, because that brings us that right there. I'm feeling really sick. You know, I hope you listen to this video sped up by 1.25 times the speed. Inside a joke there. That brings us to the end of another video. If you enjoyed the content, go ahead and like. And thanks to all those who kindly share our videos, helping us to reach more PlayStation fans and gamers in general. And of course, do subscribe for more news, rumor, and always video game discussion. I am sorry, I wasn't really on the ball in this video. I am still feeling under the weather. Boo-hoo. But until next time, as I always say, play games, not corporations. Have a great weekend, everybody.